with Chef Momo. Today we are doing some simple thing, just one simple thing, but you can also make this one thing to make plenty of other things also. The thing I'm speaking of is croissants. It is a laminated dough, which means by that it is laminated with butter. So we're gonna fold butter into the dough and constantly fold it in so we get nice layers when it cooks. So I'm gonna show you how to make croissants, and then you can use the same recipe to make danishes and other breakfast pastries of other desserts you like to. All right, guys, tune in. It's gonna be amazing. Watch. All right, here we go. So, as you can see here, I have some water. I have active dry yeast, boom, 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 and flour. So the first thing you wanna do is take your active dry yeast and you wanna dissolve that down with warm water, not hot, but warm. So 7 ounces of warm water. 1.25 ounces, but you don't have 1.25 ounces. So what you do is take active dry yeast, you take the amount of fresh yeast that you need and multiply that by 0.40. So we use 40% of fresh yeast for dry active yeast. So I need 0.5 ounces versus 1.25. 0.50, just like that. Set that guy to the side. All together. Make sure that yeast gets dissolved. Like that. And then we're going to add a small amount of flour. We're going to add 5 ounces of flour. A splash, a little bit. For the whole recipe in total, you're only going to need about 2.5 ounces of sugar. So I'm going to add maybe like just little sprinkles there. Just so, like I said, it has where to start. All right. Let's get all that off. We're going to put that to the side for a moment and prep the butter because, like I told you before, it's a laminated dough. Some plastic wraps like this. One pound of butter. That's kind of softened but still kind of firm at the same time. Cover that just like that. I'm going to use this as a shield. Roll it all together. Because I want it softened, but I want it too hot, and we got a few minutes to go. So I'm gonna pop it in the fridge just for like 5 minutes and then bring it back out, okay? We'll give our butter some time. So we're gonna go ahead and mix it in. Make sure he's eating. Start smelling. You start smelling that yeast already. All right, just like that. To the side. Grab that scale back out because we're gonna finish measuring everything out, okay? So we got that there. We're gonna take sugar. We need 2.5 ounces. We put a little sugar earlier, so we'll do a little less right here. So I'm gonna do about 2.25 ounces right here, okay? 2.25, boom. All right, just like that. Last thing we need is milk and 1.5 ounces of water. 1.5. There you go. The spatula mix it all together, and we're going to put it in the blender. On the mixer with our dough hook. I'm just going to mix just until it incorporates, and then we're going to do the dough test. And I'll show you what that is in just a moment. So on the dough hook. Bada bing, bada bing. I'm going to mix it for about 5 minutes. I'll show you in just a moment. So this has been mixing for about 3 minutes on a medium speed. And we're gonna test the gluten now to see the strands. So we're looking for like a chewy texture, like a gummy texture. You don't want it to be too, if it doesn't stretch enough, and that means the gluten is not developed enough, so we need to mix it more to get it more, to build more strands of gluten, make it tighter. But if it does way too much, we have an issue. So we're looking for that right balance. So let's see if we got it. So you're gonna take a little bit just like that. We're gonna put our fingers in there, just test it out. As you see, it's tearing too easily. That means we need to mix it a little bit more, okay? So this is about 5 minutes of mixing on medium speed. So as you can see, the strands got a lot longer, so it's not super stretchy, but it's kind of where we need it to be. All right, so this has been mixing for about 5 minutes on a medium speed. And as you can see, it's a soft but sticky dough, kind of. So it'll still stick to the sides, but it falls up easily. All right, let me show you the test. This is when you can tell it's done. All right, see that? That's perfectly what you want to go for. So it's pulling apart, it's stretchy enough where it's not too gooey, but it's not breaking apart too fast, where it's like too short dough. So there we go. So that's exactly what we're going for this dough. So what we're gonna do is cover this bad boy with plastic wrap. What you wanna do is put this on top of the oven, so the heat causes the dough to warm up a little bit without cooking it, and it allows the yeast to eat and rise and develop flavor. That's what fermentation is. It is the process of the yeast eating and breaking down and creating carbon dioxide, which causes it to rise. And we're gonna do that for about 45 minutes with this guy, or until it doubles in size. And I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. First step is this. I'll be back to show you what it looks like once it starts doubling, okay? All right, check it out, y'all. There we have it. This bad boy has doubled in size. Well, a little more, about double and a half. All right, so we're gonna push this down, and then I need to let this rest in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. There, nice and non-sticky. All right, we're gonna wrap this baby up in plastic wrap, retard it or refrigerate it, and then bring it back out. Roll in that good, delicious butter we pounded out. And we start the process of making some delicious croissants and danishes. All right, so this bad boy just came out the fridge. I left it in there for 30 minutes. It rose up, so I punched it back down, and I placed it back in the refrigerator for another 30 minutes, just so I can get it nice like this. Now this is a beautiful dough. It's perfect. Let's roll it out, and I'm gonna show you how to laminate this dough with that butter that we have over here. Alright, so as you can see, we got the rectangle going on. So this is our butter right here. It's about almost halfway there. I mean, 2/3 there. So what I'm gonna do is slightly smear it so it reaches about this much right here. You want it to reach 2/3. So you gotta visualize it by thirds. And let's make sure this stays like a perfect rectangle. Or somewhere near it. Alright, so I consider like 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. So I need to get the butter to go a little bit long this way. So it's okay, we can smear it that way. So let's find where it starts. So first things first, we're gonna take it and fold it to 1/3, like that. And then take this bottom half and flip it right on top, just like that. Make sure it's a nice rectangle. Yes, just like that. And we're gonna roll it in. All right, so 30 minutes have transpired. So what we're gonna do is pull that bad boy off, just like that. What I mean by that is the same fold. So we're gonna pull that guy in 2/3 of the way, just like that. Then fold the other half right on top of that. And you'll feel how stiff the dough is getting because that butter is getting incorporated in there. And obviously you know how butter is. When butter's cold, it seizes up, gets firm, and it's gonna create more layers within this guy. So this is the second fold right here, okay? All right, y'all, last fold of the day. We can actually make these lovely croissants. Another 3-fold, fold that in there. Fold that in there. As I mentioned, try to have a nice rectangle. It's got a little out of hand, but hey, still a nice rectangle. All right, this bad boy has had time to rest in the fridge. Now let's transform it. Obviously, you're not making all these croissants, so what I'm going to do is take off quite a lot. I don't need this much, and it still can save for a long time in the freezer. Oh, you can see the layers already. Nice, beautiful. All right, I say like maybe this much. Let's save the rest. I'm not going to really fold that and all that. I'm just creasing it just like this so I can get it out the way, wrap it up, and freeze that, save it for later. All right, this guy here, let's go ahead and get him all out. Go, this is thirds. And all we're doing is going up and down. Up. And you can make these longer if you want to. I'm making like medium to mini croissants, so I don't need that much. To the side, I'll show you how we do one. And it's super easy. All we're gonna do is take this guy. Let's do it this. Just show you one at a time. Take one. We're gonna stretch that little guy out just like that, like a what do you call it?
Eiffel Tower?
Like the Eiffel Tower. Good. I'm just gonna roll them. And that's it. Just like that. Baby croissants. Voila. Baby croissant, baby croissant. Alright, so I did some jumbo ones there, and then some smaller ones. And then I did some that are straight ahead, like the ones that Pillsbury does. Like the ones that just come straight out, just like that. All right, so next thing you wanna do is egg wash these bad boys. And we're gonna proof them. What that means is put them in a nice humidity or hot, or warm, sorry, humidity warm or somewhere moist and warm. Wrap them in plastic wrap and let them double in size. And then we egg wash them again and pop them in the oven. So as you guys can see, they doubled in size.